We are certainly still in an unsettled weather pattern, and even more changes are expected through the rest of this weekend as we go into this weekend. Hey everyone, good evening. I'm Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and across the high desert today, we started off cold and clear, then more clouds rolled into Central Oregon, or I should say mostly sunny, then became mostly cloudy, and through the day there have been some periods of clearing, such as this evening, and even when we look outside, we can see some of those spots where there's been a little bit of clearing. It looks like that bend camera setting up for a gorgeous sunset, but there have been some rain and snow showers in a few parts of Central Oregon. But as we go forward, we're not looking at too much in the way of impacts. That winter storm impact graphic shows limited impacts through the passes and in some of our higher elevations. And so when we just focus on what's been happening so far, with these rain and snow showers across Central Oregon, we've had some light totals up to an inch through the Cascades, but not much. Bachelor got a trace. By the time I really took a good look at that snow stake this afternoon, we couldn't really tell that much had fallen. At Hoodoo, we got about a half of an inch, and at Timberline and Meadows, both got an inch. We haven't seen that snow depth change too much, so what fell got out of here pretty quickly. And as we go forward through tonight, we're not looking at too much more. Some rain and snow showers expected once again. We could be looking at up to an inch of snow in some of the highest elevations, but it'll be few and far between. And for many of us, it's mostly going to be rain and snow showers. Even up at Bachelor and Hoodoo, by tomorrow, temperatures getting once again above that freezing marker, well into the 30s and 40s. In the lower elevations, it's going to be 40s and 50s. So let's bypass some of those cameras. We already looked at them. Here across Central Oregon, we can see the sun shining on the side of that 18-wheeler trailer in La Pine. So there are some areas where there have been some clearing, but for most of the high desert, roads don't look too bad, maybe damp at best. And we do need more precipitation across Central Oregon. We're just not getting much. The mountains are wringing out the moisture from these systems. So wet roads in each one of the passes, but that's about it. Some wet roads in our lower elevations, not too bad. Really just some sprinkles rolling through. And satellite and radar confirms that. Now currently, what you're looking at here, that's a blend of infrared and visible satellite imagery. And at the moment, there's not much to show when it comes to precipitation. We've had some sprinkles. But going forward through the next couple of days, an at-a-glance graphic shows that by tomorrow morning, some in and out clouds are expected. More PM cover, and then by 5 p.m., more showers starting to roll through. Notice temperatures tomorrow mainly work their way up into the 40s, but some 50s are expected for highs, and we're going to talk about that much more. We'll actually have that forecast model coming up for you as well. Now, when it comes to air quality conditions, the hourly average is good, or in the green, if you will. Just north of Sisters, just outside of Madras, we have two sensors that are moderate and one near Warm Springs. That one is at unhealthy for sensitive groups. Now, with satellite and radar, we've had all this cloud cover today. We've gotten those pockets of clearing and some sprinkles, some light showers. All of this associated with a cold front that has not made landfall. Mostly that warm front has pushed through. That's what helped with our bump in temperatures, but it really hasn't brought much in the way of precipitation. We felt some of those sprinkles. Winds have been breezy at times, and some showers are expected later on this evening and tonight. When we look at the bigger picture and switch gears, instead of looking at a blend of infrared and visible satellite imagery, right now we're just looking at infrared, and I've thrown an enhancement on there that really pulls out those really tall clouds. And the way we know this is infrared imagery from satellite imagery looks at the temperature of the cloud top, and that's how it knows exactly how tall the clouds are. That's how we can tell where we have vertical development. And when you go ahead and throw an enhancement like this one on and make the red color that really, really tall cloud cover, you can see where low-level clouds are and where those high clouds are. And along our cold front, that's where we have some pretty high clouds. In fact, a little bit of bubbling happen out there, so some convection. And over Central Oregon, we have mostly low-level clouds. Some of these are thick clouds, and there is a ridge of high pressure that's still holding on just a little bit, but beginning to give way to this incoming cold front. And this is just one out of several cold fronts that will continue to impact us. The main low from our cold front is over the Gulf of Alaska and taking almost the entire Gulf of Alaska up. There is a series of low pressures that's lined up south of the Aleutian Islands going way out over the Pacific Ocean. These are the systems that are going to be impacting us through the next couple of days. But even when we look at water vapor imagery, what we're seeing is that there is some moisture that's been rolling into parts of Central Oregon, and the bulk of the moisture plume is right along that cold front. And it does look like a little bit of a conveyor belt of subtropical moisture coming in, so not quite tropical. It doesn't look like that cold front reaches all the way down to Hawaii, so just north of that. And with subtropical moisture rolling into the region, we could actually start to see some of the shower activity work its way closer to the ground. Now, your forecast model shows that by 11 p.m., we have some of that. So let's freeze frame real quick. Take this back and go a little by little. Through the rest of this evening after sunset, some in and out clouds. Freeze frame right around 9-10 o'clock. Rain and snow showers in the Cascades. Mostly snow in the highest elevations. That starts to come down the east slopes of the Cascades and closer to the 97 corridor by the 11 o'clock show. And then through the midnight hours, going into the early a.m., some hit and miss rain and snow showers are expected. Then some clearing early Thursday. By the time we get to Thursday afternoon, more clouds start to roll into the high desert. That additional cloud cover is in advance of another warm front, and as that warm front rolls through, and I'm rocking this back and forth, as that warm front rolls through, some light showers are expected. We're just not looking at widespread rain, definitely not much in the way of snow. By Friday, the cold front of that system pushes in and fizzles out. Some showers are expected through Friday, and it's just going to really be dependent on how much of this cold front really holds on as it rolls into the region. So when we look at some current conditions, relative humidity at the moment, moderate. Not too moist out there, but not too muggy, not too dry either. And high temperatures today have been mostly in the 40s with a few 50s on the map. Temperatures right now are in the 40s with a few 30s. It is 37 degrees in Warm Springs, and that temperature change is 2 degrees cooler to 13 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. By tomorrow, we warm up a little bit more. Then we warm up a little bit more. And here's what's happening. We do have this unsettled weather pattern, but several warm fronts are rolling through. The cold fronts fizzle out as they push into the Pacific Northwest. So this high pressure builds even more. Thursday, highs in the 40s and 50s with some showers. By Friday, that cold front fizzles out, but we still have that warm air mass, and that continues through Saturday. So temperatures continue to warm up through Saturday, highs well into the 50s, some showers between now and then. By Sunday and Sunday night, another cold front actually brings more precipitation, but between now and Saturday at 11 p.m., mostly showers. Some snow in the highest elevations. Let's time it out again. This is a different forecast model, and it shows that rain tonight. And then by the time we get to Thursday, some light showers. By the time we get to Friday, we're looking at some rain showers. Still not much in the way of snow at all until we get to Sunday night. That's where we could catch some snow in the mountains. But between now and Wednesday at 7 a.m., we're looking at mostly rain, a little bit of snow, not too bad at all. And that's a couple different forecast graphics or forecast models in the graphic form. There we go. Now, wind gusts today have been up to 20 miles per hour. It's been a little breezy at times, but not too bad. And that continues through the next couple of days. By Friday, could actually become breezy. So for tonight, 30s with some 20s. By tomorrow, we're talking 40s and 50s. And then we warm even further into the 50s. Winds becoming breezy for many of us. Lows picking up above freezing for a couple of nights, but really roller coaster temperatures, more systems through the rest of this 7-day planner. So for your weather headlines for this Wednesday, January 28th, scattered rain and snow showers are expected. A gradual warming trend is on the way, but more sunshine is in the planner by Saturday. Here's where we're sitting right now. A lot of cloud cover, not much precipitation. That's it. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News with the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.